Hello everybody, I am Rudu, welcome back to my cosplay workshop. Today I want to show you guys how to take a super long wig and trim it down to a short style using my James wig as an example. Before we begin, let me do a really quick plug to my website, akrudu.com, where you can find my cosplay books and patterns, gallery and a free tutorial archive, and my Patreon. Pledge any amount you like and automatically get any tutorials and patterns that come out of a project and access videos early. Thanks for letting me plug. Enjoy the video. So here's the beautiful wig I got for James. The style is called an Anne Classic and it's in pale lilac. So we got a lace front. We do like lace fronts. It's so beautiful. It's got a really nice hairline already, so I actually probably don't have to do too much to it. As we suspected, it is really long. So we're going to be spending most of our time just trimming it down and maybe keeping some of the spare hair as well. So I'm going to show you a few tricks to trim a wig and keep the spare hairs as well. Ta-da! Oh my god, it's so nice! Yes! So now it's time to just put it onto the wig head. Carefully pull it on top of the forehead. Before we start working on this wig properly, I want to get into the proper mood for today's session. So I'm going to put on my Toon Rocket jacket for James, and I'm going to style this wig dressed as James today. Yay! Yeah! Okay, combing time. So the first thing I want to do before I even touch the wig in terms of cutting is just to make sure that the wig is all nice and smooth, and that just involves combing the wig out and just to make it all nice and neat before we take scissors to it. So a trick that I've learned from a friend from back in the day when you're combing a long wig that potentially has tangles in it is that you start combing at the bottom and you work your way up so that any tangles that are in it, any knots that are in it, doesn't all gather until the end and becomes one big knot. So if there's a knot like right at the bottom, you solve that knot first, and then you work your way up to the middle, and then you work your way up to the top, so that at the end you get one nice smooth comb over. Okay, so the middle part is really easy. We're just gonna split the hair into two sides and then just split it down the middle as evenly as we can anyway. So once we've parted the hairline on the front, we're going to turn the head around and separate all of the hair into left side and right side like this. Once we've split the two sections of the hair, we're going to comb it all out once more. So this side is silky smooth now. And while it's silky smooth, I'm going to take a little elastic and tie it into a pigtail. Ta-da, guys! Say hello to James Chan! Isn't she cute? Okay, so once the pigtail is nice and smooth, I'm taking a second hair elastic and tying it off at the end of the pigtail, just to keep the hair from going everywhere. 2 hairy sausages later, this wig is ready to be chopped. Now before we chop a massive amount of hair off this long wig, just make sure that the top elastic of your hairy sausage is well below the length where you need your style. Alright, moment of truth is here. It's time to make the chop, make the snip. I'm gonna cut right above that top elastic. Yeah! Oh god! That was terrifying. Time to do the other side. Ta-da! Here are the 2 hairy sausages that we have snipped off our base wig. We don't need this anymore for our James hairstyle. So we're gonna just keep these two sausages nicely packed away. So now if I ever need to make extra wefts or ventilate a wig with this specific color of wig fiber, I will have a whole heap of spare hair to work with. Hopefully I'll never have to do that, but if I do, I have the supplies. Now that we've snipped our base wig down to close to our length, it is time to prepare for trouble. So it's time to finally trim the ends of the hair so that it's not as choppy like how we've got it right now. And once again, I'm going to be sectioning the hair. I've taken the bang area, so from the front to the side, and separated it. I'm just going to bobby pin the back section of the hair so it stays separate from the bangs. So I'm going to do the same onto the other side. Grab the bangs, separate them, and section it off. So you can see here the ends of the hair is really choppy from where we snipped off the length of the majority of the base wig, and we kind of want to get rid of this choppiness here because it looks ugly, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We need to separate the wig into layers. I like to comb through my wig, get a little bit from the top, just get everything from the same weft like this, comb it out nice and neat. So we've got a flat panel of hair here, and then just clip it. Once you've clipped that, just flip it up. Ta-da! So once you've got the first one, you can just repeat across the head, just making sure each layer that you do is along roughly the same weft. You don't want to go one on the top weft here and then the next one across is like down here, and then it will just make a whole uneven mess. You want mostly the same weft all the way across the head. Like this. Comb it out nice and neat. Clip. Flick it to the front, just like how we did on the first one. And then just repeat all the way across the head, and then continue down the head until you get to the end. So now it's time to repeat till cry. Yay, here we go. That is all the layers that I've put into the back of the head. Notice how each of the bundles are roughly on the same level. And so after all of that repeat till cry, you have the bottom layer of the hair exposed. Trim time. So we're just working from the bottom layer upwards. So this bottom layer of hair on any wig that has a decent quality and a decent amount of hair is actually really hard to get to unless you pin it like this. So if you ever need to trim the back of the neck area on your wig, this pinning method is a good way to go. So I'm just giving it a rough little snip. Just constantly comb it out nice and neat as you go. And once you're happy with that length, you can start releasing some of the layers that are above it. See how now the upper layer is longer than the bottom layer? We're just gonna trim back this top layer until it is slightly shorter than the bottom layer. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. Next, check the length and trim. Once I'm happy with the bottom layers, I can start letting down the top layers. And trimming continues. Yay! So it's looking really nice now, and I've only just got the top layer left to do. Ta-da! So after many trims later, the back of the wig is completely trimmed. See how fuzzy and smooth it is now at the ends of the hair? So now it is the moment of truth to actually get onto the fringe parts and the front parts. I'm a little bit nervous, but I feel pretty confident that I got enough practice from trimming the back that I'll be able to do the front really beautifully, just like how I did the back. So once again, just like how we've done the back in layers, I've already sectioned the front into 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections so I can trim them separately and keep them out of each other's way. We're going to start from the bottom layer upwards. Once the bottom layer is done, just like how we did the back, we're going to let another layer down, comb it out nice and smooth in our hands, and trim it to length. Ta-da! So here's one side all trimmed and fluffy and nice. So now it is time to do the other side, and the trimming will be finally done for James's wig. Yay! Yes, all done! There you have it. That is how to do a super basic layered trim onto a wig. I hope you found it helpful and enjoyed the video. This episode was brought to you by your amazing support on Twitch and Patreon, with special thanks to Jonathan, Chad, Sylvia, Seneri, Anamessa, Just Believe Cosplay, April, Natalie, and Mary Dignan. Thank you so much for your love and support, guys. I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, stay crafty.